Well, seems like we got even more losers on Twitter getting mad when someone points out the uglification of women in gaming. You cannot gaslight us, it's painfully obvious. Calling us every name in the book is not going to change that. We see the differences in female characters now versus female characters a decade ago when it comes to video game women. And it's not going to get better anytime soon. Now the popular streamer known as Asmongold is pointing this out and people are losing their minds. His tweet says, "Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the market for masculine, non-conventionally attractive female leads in games isn't as big as the game industry thinks it is. It's not even just the game industry. People are tired of these girl boss characters everywhere. We see so much of it in movies, and it's so common in movies because movies get made quicker versus video games which take 4+ years to make. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. The budgets are too big. They spend too much time on freckles on faces and water that's supposed to be realistic water. Look at the rocks. Look at the sand. There's so much particles and pixels in the sand. You know, the shit that nobody's gonna notice? They spend like a month on a fucking rock in a video game, but nobody's gonna notice half of the shit that's going on in the environment. But that's a whole nother conversation for another time. But yeah, people are tired of it. It's not well written. They don't know how to write women anymore. Not just they don't know how to make them look good, they make them all insufferable. They're all insufferable, narcissistic, know-it-alls, boring, lame, one-dimensional, emotionless, robotic bitches. That's what female characters in entertainment are. These writers do not know how to write women. They want women to be like men. So what's the point of having a female character at that point? You might as well just make the main character a man if you're gonna make the female character act like a man. It's so unappealing in movies and video games. Keep doing this over and over and over and over and over and over again. On top of them being ugly. And not even women like it. People keep forgetting that. Not even women like it. They're getting tired of these ugly, masculine women as well. But of course, every single time somebody on the internet points this out, people always gotta attack and gaslight and just avoid the conversation altogether by just throwing out insults and strawman arguments. And we got plenty of replies to look at. This first one says, "If the game is a great game, do we really care who or what the main character is?" First of all, when they use the term, "do we really care?" you don't speak for anybody else but yourself. Just ask yourself, do you really care? Or you can ask, why do we care? But saying we, there is no we. You're a dumbass for saying we. If you don't care, shut the fuck up. If you don't care, why are you speaking in this reply? Says you don't really care. Makes no sense. And why do we do care? Because the main character is supposed to attract you into the universe, the game, the story, the movie, whatever. If your main character is bland and boring, then people aren't going to be interested to see whatever else is in the game or story. That's why we care. The character is supposed to be the gateway to everything else in the universe. And when the characters suck, people are not going to be interested. That's why you have good looking characters, interesting characters to draw people in, and then you show them everything else. But anyway, let's just read another stupid comment. This one says, "Or hear me out. You and guys like you are no longer the target demo because you actually don't represent the gaming industry as a whole. I imagine a massive studio like Naughty Dog knows a lot more about this than you or I do." What do you mean know more about what? Clearly they don't know anything about how to write a woman because they never done a good female character before. Not Neil Druckmann. He ruined a lot of female characters. He writes terrible female characters. Look what he did with Ellie in The Last of Us 2. Or even Abby in The Last of Us 2. So Neil Druckmann doesn't know how to write anything. And second of all, you're saying he's not the target demographic? Who is the majority of gamers? Men. Who is the majority of the country? White people. So white men are the majority demographic of video games. If you don't target the majority demographic, you don't have to target race. Because different backgrounds of people like different characters of different backgrounds. Are you gonna say only white guys like Batman? Yo, you would never say something as dumb as that. So it doesn't even matter the race. Just make a good character and different people across different backgrounds will enjoy the character and play the game. So race has nothing to do with this. I don't know why you're being like, "Oh, you're not the target demographic." Of course, there has to be a black dude saying this. This has nothing to do with race. Anybody can like any character. And we have another comment to look at, and this one has some common sense to it. It says, quote, "Let's make her ugly just like us. That'll show those incels." 10 months later. What? Why am I being laid off? This is why nobody should feel bad for any of these people getting laid off. Some people might say, "Well, I don't like seeing people lose their jobs." They need to lose their job because if you don't make a good game, you don't deserve a job in the gaming industry. And on top of that, they do these things to piss us off. They think we're chuds and incels. They hate gamers. I don't know why that's a thing. I can never understand why that's a thing. Why do you hate gamers if you work in the gaming industry? Who do you want to buy your product if it's not for gamers? You need gamers to buy your game. Who else is gonna buy it? But they say things like this behind the scenes. I know Neil Druckmann says things like this. He's a male feminist. So I do not feel bad if there's gonna be layoffs at Naughty Dog. A lot of gamers will celebrate. A lot of gamers are just tired of Neil Druckmann's games and his bad, awful writing. He killed Joel in The Last of Us Part 2. Joel know was the face of the franchise. And on top of that, Naughty Dog has beef with the YouTube community because they were copyright striking a lot of people who were talking about the leaks, not even showing the leaks of The Last of Us 2 before it came out, just talking about it, and they got their videos taken down. So a lot of YouTubers don't even like Naughty Dog just for that. So I can't wait to see layoffs. I don't know if Sony will shut down one of their biggest companies, biggest developers. I assume they're massive. I don't know exactly how big they are. They've been around forever. So I'm not entirely sure they will be shut down completely, but we can only hope. And now we have another reply, and this one is just a ridiculous straw man argument that no one ever claimed. It says, do you have to personally stick your peen in every woman you see in a game in order for it to be good? How do you even do that through a virtual dimension? Are you fucking retarded? How does that work through a video game? How do you stick something in a woman that does not exist? The character needs to be interesting. If she's ugly, she turns people away from the game. She gets laughed at. She gets mocked all over the internet. That's what's going on with this character. Because this conversation is starting because of the whole Naughty Dog Intergalactic game. No one's saying this. How do you even do something like this through a video game, through a screen? This is just retarded. I'm not even going to entertain this nonsense. Let's just get to the next reply. And this one says, that's how women look in real life. You and your audience would know this if you went outside. But here's the thing though. This is not real life. It's a video game. We don't want realistic women. If women in video games look like women in real life, they will be fat and smelly. That's it. We don't want realistic women. We want good women. We don't want realistic anything. We want better than realistic. We want something that we can't see in real life. Why would I play a video game just to see something I see when I go outside? That makes no sense. So you sound dumb. We don't want real life women. We want fantasy, fictional women. We want to see something that we can't see in real life. So we don't care about the smelly fat women that are outside. We want amazing, fictional, beautiful women. So you just do not understand what people want. I don't care about realistic. I want idealistic. And we have one more comment to read, and this one is from a male feminist. It says, these guys are just proving the point that they can't see women as anything other than sex objects. Who said that? Whatever, let's just continue. Never heard them complain that they don't find male protagonists fuckable, because if it's a female protag, she has to be anime sexy. Genuinely incel behavior, never touched a woman. Maybe the reason we don't complain about how men look is for two reasons. One, we are men that like women and men like women. Second of all, the men still look good. The men still look like bodybuilders. They are not being uglified. It's the women that are being uglified. So it makes no sense to complain about men when it's women that are being uglified in gaming. And what's wrong with the woman being anime sexy? Anime sells for a reason. Why? Because it has beautiful characters. Yes, there's other reasons, art styles, animation, whatever. But at least anime is actually popular. At least people actually like anime versus Naughty Dog games. So you can complain all you want about they wanted to be anime sexy, but at least anime actually makes money and good content. Naughty Dog doesn't. And that's all the comments I have to read. And are you really surprised about people getting mad when somebody points out the obvious? You cannot fool us anymore. You can call us all the names you want. You want to call us incels and chuds. We see the obvious. Women are being uglified across all of gaming. People do not want to play as an insufferable woman. It is not appealing to anybody, not just men who are the majority of gamers. It's not appealing to women who play games as well. Stop doing this nonsense and you'll make more money. And calling us every name is not going to stop us from noticing the obvious trend in gaming. Women are being uglified, and you getting mad at us is not going to shut us up. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So everybody on Twitter that was getting mad at this tweet, go fuck yourself.